What's poppin', y'all? Not only did YoungBoy get off of a federal sentence recently when he was in prison for quite a while, and now he's free, but immediately after, he reignited the flame of a conflict between two of the biggest rappers in the game right now, Cardi and Ye. So Ye dropped the song called Alive just the other day, and he went on Twitter and tweeted out, or Twitter X, whatever the hell you want to call it, and sent out a tweet that said the following: Alive, Ye X NBA YoungBoy Yeezy Season 10. And off rip, this starts off with Yeezy Season 10 by YoungBoy. YoungBoy starts off on this song, and then he carries on. And we get a Ye verse somewhere in the middle, which wasn't the greatest thing ever. YoungBoy clearly carried. But then, what happens is, Playboy Cardi drops the same song, Alive, with YoungBoy, and then he ats Ye and says, "This my song, lil bruh," at Ye. And this sampled Crank from Music, which we got to do a video talking about Music, because there's a lot of Music, as in Playboy Cardi's album. There's a lot of misinformation going around and wrong, purely incorrect narratives going on about that album coming and going, which it did not. But yeah, they start going back and forth now. And the thing is, this is a highlight for YoungBoy, because YoungBoy's the highlight of both of these songs. It's not like we heard the song with Cardi and we were like, damn, yo, Cardi went crazy on that. It's like, okay. And Ye was okay. But these are two of the hottest rappers in the game. They both drop a song with YoungBoy. And at the same time, keep in mind, YoungBoy, immediately after he gets out, he dropped Where I've Been, Shot Calling. This was like 2 weeks ago. And then he's been dropping since these two songs dropped. So instead of just letting these carry, he drops the song Finest with the music video. And then he dropped another song, Top Tings, all different sounds. And we're getting a range from NBA YoungBoy. And this spurred me to tweet, NBA YoungBoy is doing everything Young Thug should have done when he got out of jail. Think about what NBA YoungBoy's done in just, a couple of weeks, less than a month that he's been out. He's dropped the First Day Out-esque type of music video / song. He announced his first tour in, 8 years? I don't think YoungBoy's been on tour since the attempted murder that happened when he was doing a show back in 2016 or 2017. I know he was 16 years old when that happened. I don't know if that was in Texas or if that was in Louisiana that happened. But he's never been on an official tour of his own. And I'll be the first one, yes, I'll raise my hand. Years ago, I don't know if this was 2021 or 2022, it may have been, when all the hype was on YoungBoy, I was like, yo, listen, YoungBoy's got a lot of hype, but this guy being able to do an arena tour, that's a stretch. You guys are gassing it. Well, it's been some time since then, and I'm going to raise my hand and say I was wrong. Yeah, I was tripping. Apparently, he's got an arena tour scheduled. We haven't seen if it's sold out yet, but I think it'll do it. Like, the guy has never toured before, and I'm just interested to see how much work he will put into making sure that he puts on a good performance, because this guy actually genuinely loves his fans. As I wouldn't say I've never seen anything like it. Lil Wayne is a good example of it, but most of these other rappers, they're not too tripping, or they're not tripping too much on it. I would say Rod Wave is somebody that has more of an advantage than YoungBoy when it comes to performing, because Rod Wave is such a talented singer, and YoungBoy's got more of a range of his music than Rod Wave. But contrasting this to Young Thug, for example, Young Thug's been out since October. What the hell has he done? And a bunch of people are saying, well, no, Young Thug had a RICO case. Listen, Young Thug had a state RICO case, and people are saying, oh, no, he beat the case. He didn't beat a case. He took a plea, so he's on 15 years of probation. And people are just making excuse after excuse after excuse. Like, yo, come on. What are you guys doing? And this comes from somebody that enjoys Young Thug's music. Listen, there is no excuse. People talking about, no, he's not allowed to rap about this, and this. He was on an interview talking about he could rap whatever he wants. And he's got a whole new movement going on anyway. Now, I'm not sure if he's just planning something really big, but there's no reason why nothing dropped for months from him. I already talked about he should have dropped a song with Mariah the Scientist immediately once they got back home, because that was the whole topic of discussion. They were talking about him and Mariah the Scientist. Yeah, she's going to go link up with him. She left her tour or her show early to go meet with her man to link up. And that would have been a great narrative builder, a good momentum builder, but that didn't happen. And what did we see Young Thug do work with? Future. Okay, here we go again. 21 Savage, Young Thug, Lil Baby, and that's just not as exciting. Not to mention the amount of time that elapsed before he even dropped any music. Like, you gotta strike while the iron is hot. It's just like Diddy picking up the hot skillet and trying to hit Cassie with it. Like, it was sizzling at that point. And Young Thug just didn't do that. Now, I do think Young Thug has a lot of cachet and a lot of built-in. He's invested a lot in the game, but people move quick. And YoungBoy's got the attention. YoungBoy's got the music. He's got two of the biggest artists, Cardi and Ye, promoting him. They all want to work with him. Every rapper wants to work with YoungBoy right now. I would love to see a YoungBoy Thug song, to be fair. Now, that is somehow, some way Young Thug can not get back into the mix, but do something exciting. Do something a little bit unpredictable. Like, a lot of what Thug's been as of late is just predictable. It's like, okay, we know you don't like Gunna. You're taking shots on Twitter at people. Like, come on. Like, him working with YoungBoy, we know that they mess with each other to a degree, but I think it'll bring something new out of him. He needs to be inspired musically because Young Thug has the talent, he has the range, and he has the mindset to try new things. But when you're in this Atlanta bubble or Atlanta circle where you're just working with these same guys, they're not going to push you out of that comfort zone. They're not. They're just formulaic. And that's not a bad thing because their formula works for them. Like, the expectation we have of them is a particular formula. But with Young Thug, we want to be surprised. We want to be shocked. We don't really have much of an expectation for the most part because you just drop such different sounding music overall. Like, we don't know about a Young Thug tour. We don't know about a Young Thug album. Like, when is that supposed to come out? Or are we going to wait a whole year? And there was some restructuring at Young Thug's record label because he's like Atlantic, Warner, 300, and there's been a lot going on in that office. But still, we haven't gotten much of an update whatsoever. So is that what's delaying him? If that's what's delaying him, he could at least notify fans. That'll get some hype going where it's like, yo, it's not Young Thug that doesn't want to drop. They're holding it back. Like, what's holding it back? Fans apply some pressure. Because fans apply the pressure, it may not get it released earlier, but it will get fans more invested, more excited, and it'll get people like, yo, free Thug. It was already free Thug from jail. Now free Thug to let him release some music. So there are a lot of different things that Thug could work on here, but it just doesn't seem that he's interested in it like YoungBoy is. Like, YoungBoy is back, hungry. It seems like he's just trying to really see, not the world, because he's not on a world tour yet. I would like to see YoungBoy doing Europe shows. It's funny, like, when people talk about world tour, it's really just U.S., a Canada date, and Europe. Where else are they really going to go for the most part when we're talking about rappers? Maybe Australia, maybe a show in New Zealand. But even whilst while YoungBoy was free, quote unquote, he was stuck in Utah, so he couldn't even go anywhere. It's been so long since he's had the freedom of movement, and I think he's just putting everything into his career right now. And his career really is his life. It's like his diary. Like, the guy's got really, really personal lyrics and songs to the degree that I think other artists aren't willing to be as vulnerable as he is because they've got to put on this tough guy image. And I think with YoungBoy, he's just a tough guy. So it's like he doesn't even, I don't think he feels the need to put on that image. He just is that image and is like, yeah, I'm going to be vulnerable in these songs. Like, what are you going to do about it? But it's exciting to have YoungBoy back in the game. Hopefully this awoken. Hopefully this has awoken all of the dormant YoungBoy fans, and you guys can follow your master again with all due respect, obviously, because he's clearly leading y'all in a good path. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Is YoungBoy handling this comeback perfectly? Like, what better could he be doing? And is Young Thug fumbling? Because let's keep it a buck. Young Thug, if he wanted to work with Ye or Cardi, man, that would have happened. They would have made sure it happened because it helps them as well, especially when he was just getting freed and everybody wanted him free. Let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one.